Good morning. Hey, Avery. Hey, Anya. Hey, Mom. Giant cup. Hey, Jen. Hey, Becca. Hey, Claire. Hey, Amanda. Ask me if I just shut my hand in the dishwasher. Yes. Yes, I did. We miss you too. Tell me more about this funny slime video because I want to do it. Yeah, I will explain it, not on here, Anya, because I want it to be a surprise to TikTok. But I will, if you ask me on the other thing, I will do that, but not here. But yes, I will explain. Yes. Okay, let's make coffee. Do coffee time. Really, Jen? Really? We're already getting filtered this early in the morning? Wait, did you see Bernadette Gypsy? Like when it happened before, or is there a new announcement? Explain yourself. She's looking for culprit or culprits, that's right. Yes. Yes, her production is back. And the day I have a question, I did not see it. I was not in New York yet. Not quite that old. Gonna listen to Book Club and shower while I profile with it. Oh, yay! Oh, I hope she handled it really well. Sitting on the deck with my feet in the pool thinking about how awful my house is right now. Oh, no. Sorry, Brian. I'm not quite that old. Close, though. Close to that old. Did anyone live in New York during that time? Maybe we can ask them. I was still over here being a child of Southern California. What are we wedding, Neil? What are we wedding? I saw Montego on Saturday, and it was such an antithesis of the traditional rose. Oh, really? Oh. That's cool. I mean, I like Montego Glover. I think she's cool. I do. I do like her. As a general rule. Beans also empty. Gotta refill everything. And someone said it sounds like she was similar to Bernadette. Oh, interesting. Huh. I have a hard time imagining that. Having seen both of them perform live in different things, I have a hard time imagining that they sound similar. Also, how are we living in a world where Montego Glover is old enough to play Mama Rose? Am I that old? Hey, Jillian. Hey, Trisha. That's wild that I'm old enough to live in a time where Montego Glover is playing Mama Rose. How did I get that old? It's not okay, guys. It's not okay. Like, opera is one thing, but Montego? I've said her name so many times now, it sounds like it's not a word anymore. So that's where we're at. In case you're curious about how my brain is adjusting to that. I was having the realization that no one my age can still go June or Louise. That breaks my heart, Brian, especially considering that Laura Benanti played Louise when she was considerably, or at least, how old? Wait, am I losing my mind? How old is Laura Benanti? Am I crazy? Yeah, okay, great, okay. She's 32? No, she's not. You lie. She's not 32 years old. There's no way she's younger than me. Stop it right now. You're 32. Brian, you just scared the muffins out of me. I was like, there's no way. Laura Benetti has to be in her 50s, right? She has to be. And she played it when she was in her 40s, right? Well, what year are we in? I don't even know where we are. I don't know what year I'm in anymore, you guys. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know anything anymore. But you know what I do know? I might see a show in the fall. Secret that nobody knows yet. I might get to see a show in the fall. It'll be exciting for me. She's 45 and she played Louise at 30. Stop it. Am I that out of touch with reality? Yes, Liz. So I have a new niece. She is in New York City, and we are very seriously debating going to New York to see her for Thanksgiving. So we might go to New York for a week in November to meet my new niece. That is a very distinct possibility. It's not confirmed yet. We haven't booked anything, but it is on the table because I would like to meet my new niece. So we will see. Absolutely, you should go see her. Yeah. November is my favorite time to be in New York, and they will be really settled in, and Secret Husband can get time off. Yeah. And so that would be exciting for all of us. And yes, Liz and Becca are also more than welcomed. We're going to try to go before Thanksgiving for a couple of days. That's the idea. And maybe if my sister and Zoe also come, which they might, my sister and I might go see a show while Secret Husband watches This Little Human Here. You're more than welcome. You would have been invited once we nailed the time. We just don't know. We don't know when it is yet. That's the only reason I haven't said anything to anyone, because we don't have days picked and we haven't paid for anything. So yes, you're invited. Do I know when it is? No. Around Thanksgiving is the idea. If this little one was older, I would say let's take all the kids to a show, but she can't go to a show, obviously. Zoe could go to a show. Side rant. Coworker stocks her personal creamer is unexpectedly out. So no, not powdered creamer, Jen. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I wouldn't. No. Nope. Could not, would not on a boat. Could not, would not in a moat. No. No, I would not. It's a good reason, but I'm shook. Yeah. Now that you have put the idea out there, Liz and Beck will make sure it happens. I mean, we really want it to happen, very much so. It's just a debate about dates and costs. Laura was 19-year-old Maria Von Trapp as opposed to. I know, that's creepy, right? Yeah, that is creepy. I agree. That's creepy. Okay. Let's raise this up a little because we're not sleeping, so she's not going to let me sit because she's not asleep. My niece was born. Yeah, she was born on my mom's birthday. She was born on July 1st while I was at the eye doctor. She was born, literally. My brother was blowing up my phone, but I didn't know it because my phone wasn't on me because I was getting my eyes checked. She needs a code name. Yeah, I mean, they might announce it and then she can have her own name. For now, we can call her Parker. Has anyone seen the Oracle about TikTok? No. So I was at the eye doctor, and when I got out of my eye appointment, they announced it publicly, Liz. Oh, okay, well then we could say it if they did. And what? And Fiona. I like Fiona. Yeah, Fiona's a great name. Or Secret Niece, SN. So but did they announce it publicly, Karen? Or just on their private accounts? I can't remember. If it's public, then we can say it. I love the name Fiona too, very cute. So when I got out of my eye appointment, I went straight to looking for glasses instead of looking at my phone because I was feeding her and looking for glasses at the same time. So my brother, yes, please, Becca. So my brother texted my husband and said, "Is Sasha okay?" That's a good point, Liz. And he said, "Yeah, Sasha's okay. Why?" And then I got a phone call that said, or like a text message that just said hello ? And I responded and I was like, "Oh, it's there. Okay." So her name is Phoenix. And my brother said hello and I said, "Yeah." And then I got a FaceTime call and the FaceTime call was just the baby. And I was like screaming in the doctor's office. It was very cute. So that's what happened. That's how I found out about my new niece at the doctor's on my mom's birthday, getting glasses for the first time at the ripe old age of me. So yeah, that is the whole kit and caboodle. Is her middle name symbolic? Her middle name is her mom's middle name. So they had decided on the name Phoenix, and they said if it was a girl, she would have her mom's middle name, and if it was a boy, he would have his dad's middle name. And Rowan's middle name is Star with 2 R's, and so that is the baby's middle name as well. Yes. So it's a family name. If it was a boy, he would have had my brother's middle name. It's not, so he doesn't. But yeah, I love doing that with middle names. Yes, our daughter's middle name actually is a family middle name as well. Yes. Sawyer has your brother's middle name. Yes. David is a great middle name. Yes, David is a great name in general. I'm not against that, and it's also Rowan's dad's name, so it would have been doubly symbolic had it been a boy. 'Tis not a boy. Do we think we're asleep? We're not. We're just very relaxed. Okay. So yeah, that is the whole kit and caboodle with my niece, and I would very much like to hold her in person. It makes me sad that she's so far away, but it is what it is. I have to roll with the punches and take her when I can get her, which will be at Thanksgiving. If my kids could stop, that would be... Stop what? What are they doing? Is that them outside doing that noise? Because if that's them out here, I'll go out personally and tell them to stop. I'll say, Aunt Sasha said, cut it out. That's what I will say if it's them making that wackadoodle noise behind me. Because it's not my kid. She's being very quiet right now. You want to go CBs? CB time. Let's look at your face. How awake are you? Medium. Okay. All right, we're medium awake. That's fine. They can be medium awake. All right, let's get to it. She is so peaceful. They're screeching and fighting. Tell them Aunt Sasha said no screechies. No screechies, no screamies. Today, for anyone keeping track, we are 31% into this book, and we are on page 129, which is chapter 9. Chapter 9. Here we go. A fragile collection of muscles and bones, a few quarts of blood, wrapped in a paper-thin package of skin. That's all I am. And as I pass through the doors of this marble fortress, I have never felt more breakable. My eyes travel up the walls to the lofty ceiling over the entryway. No poodles or oranges here, just more marble and huge urns filled with bunches of flowers and the size of bushes. A servant in a starched-up apron runs a feather duster over a naked statue. She catches my eye. her lips parting in pity, her tongue's missing. She's an Avox, one of the mutilated prisoners forced to wordlessly serve the capital for life. Will they take my tongue? The thought turns my mouth bone dry. Dying at the end of Panash's sword now seems like mercy. This way, says Plutarch. The carpet has a soft spring of a bed of moss, and it absorbs my footsteps as if I'm already gone and making sound beyond it. One of the ghosts that inhabited Lenore Dove's songs, that's who I'd be. She once told me about being arrested by the peacekeepers back home and how frightened she was at first. And then she remembered that she had read sometimes the only thing that you can control is your attitude to a situation. Like I could decide whether I was scared or not, no matter what happened. I mean, I was still scared, but it helped having that to chew on. I try to chew on it, but there's too much adrenaline pumping through my veins. Help me, Lenore Dove, I think, but she can't. No one can. Plutarch leads me down a long, arched hallway lined with life-size paintings of haughty people in fine, old-fashioned clothing. Each holds an object, a scale, a harp, a ruby-studded cup. That seems meant to define them. Plutarch gestures indifferently. Meet the Heavensbys, he says. Wait, the Heavensbys? Is this his family? Could this actually be his house? There's no shortage of Heavensbys. They watch over us through several halls, flaunting their signature possessions, a leafy branch, a glossy white bird, a sword. Is that what a turkey like? Dripping in wealth, every last one of them. We pass doorways, some tightly sealed, some flung open to reveal roomfuls of elegant furniture and twinkling crystal lights. Other than the occasional Avox slinking into the shadows, the place is deserted. I think about how many people spent their lives in this building, how many died before its completion, so that the Heavensbys could somewhere hang their pictures. Their smug, satisfied, ridiculous pictures. Well, the joke's on the Heavensbys, 'cause now they're dead too. Finally, we turn into a room where an old man with a white beard is holding out an open book, and he smiles down from a portrait above the fireplace. Trajan Heavensby, says Plutarch. I'm his great... I can never remember how many greats. Anyway, he was one of my great-grandfathers. The one who's been any of us, really. This is his library. This is the goodest place of any to talk. Talking isn't torture, so I calm down a little, and the walls come into focus. They're not lined with instruments of pain, but towering shelves of books, thousands and thousands of volumes, floor to ceiling. In the corner, a gold staircase spirals up a column of white marble and leads to a balcony that runs around the room. A gold eagle perches on the railing at the top of the stairs. This room is Lenore Dove's dream come true, a world of words to wrap herself up in. Each book's as precious as a person, she says, and it preserves someone's thoughts and feelings long after they are gone. The Covey have a collection of them, ancient things with cracked leather bindings and paper delicate as moth's wings, a family treasure. Although most of us learn our letters in school, there aren't a lot of books in 12. Sometimes one appears at the Hob, and if I've got anything to trade with, I'll snatch it up to save for Lenore Dove's birthday, regardless of the subject, since they're so hard to come by. There was a paperback guide to raising poultry once, and even though it mostly talked about chickens and she's a goose girl, she loved it anyway. Another time, I found a collection of maps from long before the dark days. They're pretty useless now, but I struck gold last year with a small volume of poems by the long dead, some of them made into songs. I remember the joy on Lenore Dove's face when I gave her the poetry and the kisses that followed, and the feeling stronger. They can't destroy what really matters. Do you read, Hamish? Plutarch asks. I can read. No, I meant do you like to read? Depends on what? I'm the same, says Plutarch. Reading in general isn't a popular pastime in the capital. It's a shame, really. Everything you need to know about people is right here in this room. And he turns a knob shaped like a goat's head on what looks to be a desk built into the bookshelves. The top splits into two, and a tray full of sparkling bottles raises in its place. Plutarch pours himself a glass of amber liquid. Can I offer you something? I don't drink. Professional courtesy wins out, though. I'm a bootlegger after all, and I cross to examine the booze. I'm gonna go turn off that sound real quick that just started and check in the mirror if she's asleep. She is indeed asleep. I could move her head to check, but I didn't want to move her head to look, but she is asleep. So I need to note it was around 8:45-ish. I know, it makes me sad every time he says he doesn't drink too, because we all know how that turns out. What we call white liquor is as clear as water, but his bar boasts every color of the rainbow. I don't know if these have been dyed or aged or mixed with other things like herbs. It's all white liquor, only dressed up. The bottles have little silver nameplates on chains: vodka, rye, cognac, and then I spy a name that I recognize even though I've never seen the stuff. I lift the bottle and I let the light dance off its rosy depths. I think she might let me sit down, you guys. Maybe I can go to the old chair. Do you guys think I might actually get to sit down? What do you think of that? Do you think I could try to sit? It does rock. Do you think I'm gonna regret this? Let's try. I would love to sit. It would be amazing to sit. We'll just rock and see what we can do. And then It's called Nepenthe, says Plutarch. You probably haven't heard of it. Well, you'd be wrong there, Plutarch, I think. Not only have I heard of it, I know it from the poem that gave my love her name. I'm tired of being patronized, so I decide to put him in his place. You mean like quaff, oh quaff, this kind Nepenthe? Plutarch's eyebrows shoot up in surprise and he completes the line. And forget this lost Lenore. And now I'm surprised and a little unsettled. I guess with all these books, her poem could be in here somewhere. Thank you, Amanda. Hey, Jamantha. But for him to not only have read it but memorize the poem unnerves me. I don't like hearing her name in his mouth. Of course, it's unclear in the poem if Nepenthe is the liquor or the drug that you add to the liquor, he continues. And I remember having this same discussion with Lenore Dove. She said that quaff means to drink, usually something with alcohol, and the guy telling the story in the song is trying to stop thinking about how he lost his true love. I think the important thing is that it makes you forget terrible things, I say. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that this is just a poor imitation. Grain alcohol colored with berries. In the old days, it actually contained morphling, but the stuff was so addictive that it was banned. May I ask, how do you know the poem, Hamish? Everybody in 12 knows it. That's a big lie, but I want him to think that we all learned it in a book like he did. Really? Huh. Well, I've got something that you'll want to see. It's in the conservatory. Sure, the conservatory, whatever that is. He leads me out a side door and down a narrow hallway and into a room whose domed ceilings framed a piece of the evening sky. Glass curves around form walls as well, revealing a garden of bright flowers and trees outside. Seems like overkill since the room's already filled with plants that glisten in the humid air. Birds fly freely among the overhead beams, chirping their little heads off. Little tables and chairs covered in curlicues surround a fountain that splashes water into a pool. One table holds a telephone shaped like a sleeping swan. Its head and neck are curved, forming a receiver. Something buzzes near my ear, and I swat it away. It's like they've tried to bring the whole outdoors indoors. And why? Is it too much to open a door and walk through it? Is that too much trouble? Fools and their money are soon parted, Ma would say. Come look at this. Plutarch waves me over to a plant that hangs from a beam in a basket nearby the swan phone. from the long, shiny green leaves that dangle pinkish pods. Each is equipped with what looks like a little lid. A small pool of liquid has collected in the bottom of each pod, and as I inhale the faintly sweet but faintly rotten smell, Plutarch points to one of them. They put out nectar. Insects adore it, but the surface is slippery, and they fall into the pod and then they can't get out. They drown, and they're consumed by the plant. I think I'm missing something, I say, and he taps an engraved nameplate on the side of the pot. Somebody in this place must have a full-time job enabling things. It reads, Nepenthes, and I have to think this over. Well, I conclude, that's one way of drowning your sorrows. Plutarch chuckles. You're the first person who's ever gotten that joke. And there he goes again, trying to make me feel human. Why am I here, Plutarch? I ask, and before he can answer, someone else interjects. For me. And I don't recognize the voice at first, because of its smoothness that has deteriorated into a raspy growl. I turn and I see President Snow leaning against the doorway, wiping his brow with a handkerchief, and once again I'm rattled by being in his presence, the power of his position, the record of his cruelty, the evil in his flesh. Was my crime really so great that it requires a personal meeting, especially when, on closer observation, he's clearly unwell? Perspiring and breathless and white as a sheet, his regal beard abandoned as he hunches over his gut. For once, despite his cosmetic treatments, he looks his 58 years. Oh, President, Mr. President, says Plutarch, are you feeling all right? It's the heat, isn't it? Let's find you a seat. And he hurries over and repositions the chairs by the fountain. Has anybody tried Bloom Chick? No, I don't know what that is. What's Bloom Chick? Chic. I don't know. I meant for you to use the library. It's cooler in there. Would you prefer to go in there? The president seems too preoccupied to respond. He takes uneven steps towards the fountain, and his whole body seizes up for a second. Blood trickles from the corner of his mouth into his white shirt front as he drops down into the chair. Can I get you anything? Like maybe an ice pack? Asks Plutarch. There's a powder room just over... Snow leans forward and vomits a foul mess into the fountain. Oh, okay. Glad I don't have to clean that up. Sweat streams down Snow's waxy face, but there's no embarrassment or apology, no effort to disguise this moment of weakness. It's almost like he wants us to see it. He'll probably be dead soon, so is this Plutarch's benefit? Hey, Amber. The president slumps back in the chair, panting. Too hot. Right. Let's get you all back into the library. And Plutarch hoists the president up to his feet and gets his shoulder under an armpit. Hamish, I'm not being asked. I'm being ordered. And I secure Snow's other side, holding my breath to avoid inhaling the noxious smell of puke and flowery perfume that rises from him. Bodily contact with him in this state makes me a little braver. He's just a man, as mortal as the rest of us, and for all I know, he's on his way out right now. Plutarch and I haul the president back into the library, where we deposit him on an embroidered couch. You need a doctor, Mr. President, Plutarch advises. No doctor, croaks Snow, grasping Plutarch's arm. Milk. Milk? Okay. Hamish, check the bar. We keep some milk for Punch. The refrigerator is on the right. I take my time playing the confused district piglet who doesn't know the left from right, and even when he's worked that out, can't figure out how to spring the paneled door that conceals the fridge. When I finally open it, I spot the milk in a pint-sized white china pitcher. A golden staircase wraps around the cylinder, and an eagle perches on the lid. It's a replica of the stairs in the corner of the library. I glance around the refrigerator door as Snow goes into a coughing fit while Plutarch hovers over him. This is probably the best chance I'll ever have to fight back against Snow directly. Here's to you, Luella. And I tip open the eagle lid and down the milk and wipe the mustache from my lip, and then I close the door, holding the pitcher out helplessly. It's empty. Plutarch's eyes widen in disbelief. He knows full well what I've done, and I wait for him to rat me out, but instead he murmurs in exasperation, "Those servants," and disappears out the door, shouting for more milk to be brought. And like I said, he's unpredictable as lightning. I'm left alone with the retching Snow, and it's scary watching him possibly die. It's even scarier that I can't resist. Sorry. It's even scarier that I can resist helping him. Before the reaping, I bet I would have been right in there. Luella's death changed me, though, and maybe I'll end up being the victor material after all. Snow gags and empties a crystal bowl of waxed pears onto the table and vomits a new wave, more blackish than bloody, into it. I wonder what old Trajan Heavensby thinks of that. Keep smiling, Trajan. He's the president after all. And Snow's breathing calms, ridding his body of that last batch seeming to have improved his condition. He takes in the room, the portrait, me. He swabs his mouth with the handkerchief and stuffs it into his pocket. Sometimes the cure is worse than the disease, he muses. What disease? I ask. Incompetence. You can't ignore it or it spreads. Plutarch comes back carrying a second pitcher of milk. There was some in the billiard room, he says, and Snow chugs the milk and holds out the empty pitcher. Another. And some bread. Plutarch looks down at the reeking bowl. Are you sure, Mr. President? Because sometimes with a stomach illness, it's best if not an illness. Food poisoning. Bad batch of oysters. I've fared far better than Incetus Lumi. The parade master? Asks Plutarch in a funny look crossing his face. Was he? Snow asks, handing him the bowl. Bring what I've asked. And when Plutarch goes, Snow peruses the wall of books before him. Look at them all. Survivors during the dark days. People burned these books to stay alive then. We certainly did. But not the Heavensbys. They remained stinking rich, even when the best families were reduced to squalor. Oh, yay! I'm glad for Dottie. He removes a small bottle from his pocket, uncorks it, and swallows the contents, shuddering as it settles. Classmate of mine, hilarious. He was one of them. Useless whiner. And he blots his puffy lips on his cuff. At least Plutarch comes in handy occasionally, don't you think? Plutarch? Handy to me? What does Snow know? I think he believes you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, I respond. Snow snorts. The homey aphorisms of District 12. Alive and well. I don't know what an aphorism is. Maybe it's some sort of saying. Lenore Dove would know. But I can tell my way of talking is being sneered at, even if I don't know exactly what that means. I'd be surprised if anything much has changed there, he continues. Nothing but coal dust and miners soaked in rot-gut liquor from the hob. Everybody just waiting to be subsumed by the ghastly wilderness. His insult disturbs me less than his familiarity with District 12. Miners soaked in rot-gut liquor from the hob. Well, that's us all right. The worst of us, anyway. How old would Snow be in this one? At 10, he was 16 or 17, right? Or, no, I guess he was 18 because he was graduating. So if he was 18 at the 10th Hunger Games, and this is the 50th Hunger Games, 66, they just said he's in his 50s. Oh, 58. Okay, I can't do math. Okay, well, there you go. 58. Oh, a few pages back, they said he's in his 50s. Okay, see, shows what I know. Glad someone else is paying attention. Come sit down where I can see you. Again, it's not an invitation, it's an order. And I set the milk pitcher next to the Nepenthe on the bar, and I circle around to sit on the sofa across from the president. The embroidered pillow at his elbow features the same image of the golden staircase as the pitcher. Matchy-matchy, as Maisie would say. Snow's eyes zoom in on the flint striker as they did last night. That's a striking necklace, he says. Same, Avery, right? Striking. Flint striker. Perhaps he recognizes its true purpose and will have it banned from the arena. He holds out his hand. May I have a look? I could brush Maisie off, but not the president. I untie the knot in the leather shoelace and I give the flint striker a good squeeze just in case this is goodbye, and then I pass it over. Snow rubs his thumb over the bird and the snake's head. There's a pretty pair. And he flips it. It's an inscription. An inscription? I must have missed it in the whirlwind of the reaping day. Without asking for permission, he pulls a pair of specs from his breast pocket and tilts the striker to catch the light. Ah, very sweet. From LD. Who might that be? Lying to conceal her won't help. Even though they didn't air it in the country, I bet they showed Snow what happened during the reaping. Me trying to save a girl from the peacekeepers, her reaction to my reaping. 12's a small district. If he has a mind to do it, he will track down my girlfriend. Lenore, I say. But Lenore what? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. D. That's a tough one. None of the usual suspects, but they are rarely so. I can think of plenty of prefaced by deep or dark, deep blue, dark green, but no, that's not how they work. Perhaps something in nature, like amber or ivory, daffodil, dandelion, diamond. No, that's no color at all, really. All right, I'm stumped. Lenore what? It's chapter 9. The milk has soured in my stomach at his musing and what they reveal. He knows that Lenore Dove is Covey. They only name their children in this way. First name from a ballad, second from a color. Amber and Ivory are actually family names. How has he unearthed this obscure fact about a pocket of musicians in the Thoroughway district of 12? Capital informers, maybe? Dove, I tell him. Dove! He smacks his forehead. Dove. I have always heard dove-colored, though. It's a bit of a cheat. But who could resist when you get both the color and the bird? And we know how they feel about their birds. He returns the striker, and on the back, a minuscule script. There are words that I'd missed. For H, I love you like all fire. L.D. Do you know much about doves, Hamish? Well, they're peaceful. If they are, they're outliers. All the birds I've encountered are vicious. And a dribble of blood spittle leaks from Snow's mouth. But I know a thing or two about your dove. Like what? Like she's delightful to look at. She swishes around in bright colors and sings like a mockingjay, and you love her. Oh, how she seems to love you. Except sometimes you wonder, because her plans don't include you at all. Not exactly, but it's too close. And I think of the misty look she gets when she talks about the open road and the life of the Covey and the kind of freedom that has nothing to do with me. Worse, I think of Clay Chance and the fire under the reaping stage and how there's a part of her she refuses to share with me. She'd say that it was to keep me safe, but maybe she just doesn't trust me with her secrets. She loves me, I insist. No doubt she says so. But believe me, romantically speaking, you're dodging a bullet with these games. So, I should be thanking you? Snow laughs. You should, although perhaps not for that. For what then? You're sending me to my death in the games. Yes, your behavior has guaranteed that. And there it is, in case I had any shred of hope left, straight from the horse's mouth. Allies or not, I am a dead man walking. On the good side, he continues, with you out of the picture, Lenore Dove and your family should be free to enjoy long, happy lives. Even though their safety is my greatest concern, his reminder that their futures will not include me, as Maisley would say, is a special kind of vicious. Snow dabs at the spittle with his shirt cuff. But there are many different ways to die in the arena. You might get stabbed, strangled, or die of thirst. Death by mutt tends to be the most memorable. We'll have some beauties this year, programmable to serve individual tributes, and far scarier than the weasels. He watched it then, our tribute session in the kitchen where we revealed our final wishes. I have no say in that. No, sorry, that was Hamish saying that. I have no say in that. No, but I do, and I will orchestrate your death based on your behavior from here on out. You decide what you want Lenore Dove and your mother and that dear little brother of yours to see. You can die clean and fair, or we can open the games with the slowest, most agonizing death ever to befall a tribute, and yes, you should be thanking me for giving you the option. I meet his pale blue eyes. I guess you got me. Don't feel too badly, you're in good company. You know, my family has a little of its own aphorism. Yeah, what's that? Snow lands on top. And without shifting his focus, he calls out, Hide and seek is over. You can join us now. Who is he summoning? My torturers brought in to reinforce his threat, maybe? So, no more unauthorized chariot rides, I think. No more mocking me on or off camera, he continues. And I have a belated birthday gift for you, and I want it treated with the gratitude that it deserves. He inclines his head in the direction of the conservatory, and standing in the doorway is Luella McCoy. Why do I not remember this from when I just read it? I'm sorry, what? I thought she died too, Amanda. Well, that was part 1. We're starting part 2, The Rascal. Chapter 10 is fairly short, so we can read it. Hold on. No. Shh, 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 shh. Mommy's just getting coffee. Shh, 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 shh. It's a Kindle. It's Luella, Avery. Luella is in the doorway. Chapter 10. My heart leaps and then sinks like a stone. I feel Luella's crushed skull leaking hot blood into my hands, and I see her vacant eyes. She was good and dead and defied return. So who is this girl in the doorway? Oh, I do remember this, actually. I do remember. She sure looks like Luella. The same size, the same height, the same heart-shaped face, big gray eyes, long dark braids. Her fingernails are bitten down, and there's a scar on her forehead that matches the one in the real Luella that she got falling off our cistern. She wears District 12's training outfits as if she's dressed at the apartment with us just this morning. Maisie's purple and yellow flower bead necklace hangs over her collar. She checks every box. But no, this isn't Luella. In the same way you instinctively know that the wax pears on the table lack juice, this girl lacks Luella's essence. That's funny, Becca. Come in. You know Hamish, the president says. Fake Luella crosses to the end of the table. Hello, Hamish. The accent's only slightly off, but the greeting's a dead giveaway. Luella is a hey hey or how you kind of girl. Her cheekbones look funny too. Oh yeah, that makes sense, Roxy. Like they've shot something into her face to make it look fuller. Yes, most of all, she won't look me in the eye, which my sweetheart never failed to do. Who are you? I ask her, and she stares at the mess of pearls on the table, her eyes unfocused. My name is Luella McCoy, and I'm from District 12. You're not, I tell her, and then I address Snow. She's not her. Anyone can see that. I doubt it. Her family, maybe a few close friends. No one outside of the drunken audience at the parade will even have witnessed the accident. People will believe she's Luella, especially since you will be there by her side, coaching her like the good ally you are. A perfect pair in what I am determined to make the perfect quarter quell. Oh, I understand now. The people who saw the crash in person will be told that Luella recovered. Insictus Lumi, the parade master, has been killed for his incompetence, poisoned by a plate of oysters that Snow somehow survived, and it's up to me and fake Luella here to cover the worst casualty of the evening. Plutarch hustles into the room with a glass of milk and plate of rolls, and he pulls up short at the sight of Luella. Is that? Luella McCoy, says Snow. Ah, my bread. And he takes a big bite of the roll and he grunts in approval. Fresh. I think we're done here. If you'd like to return our tributes to their accommodations. Luella, this is Plutarch. Hello, Plutarch. Hello? He can't stop staring at her. She's a good body double. We're lucky, says Snow. Yes, Mr. President, she certainly is. This way, kids. Fake Luella and I follow Plutarch down a few halls of ancestors before he speaks again.
I didn't know about any of this. He just said he wanted to talk to you. Right, I say. And who is she? The best guess is that she's the child of traitors. Could be either district or capital. She might not even know herself. No question they've programmed her. Probably drugged her as well.
Fake Luella chimes in. Hello, Plutarch. My name is Luella McCoy, and I'm from District 12.
So he's gonna send her, whoever she is, in and get her killed in the games? I ask. Yeah, that does seem like the current plan, admits Plutarch. I don't approve of this.
You're my hero. I hope I'm just like you when I grow up. Oh, wait a minute. That won't be happening.
And a peacekeeper van idles at the entrance, and I climb in before they can cuff me. Fake Luella crawls into the van and sits on the floor.
Hello, Hamish. My name is Luella McCoy, and I'm from District 12.
She's gonna knock him dead at the interview, I say to Plutarch, and then I slam the door shut myself. The whole way back, in the dark, I'm terrified that she's gonna touch me. I hate her, and I hate what her presence will require of me, even though I know none of this is her fault. Back at the apartment, Maisie, Wyatt, and our mentors wait for my return in the living room, and when I walk in with fake Luella, a general gasp goes up. I point them out. This is Maisie and Wyatt, and those are our mentors, Mags and Wyrus.
Fake Luella fixates on the toes of her boots. Hello, Maisie, Wyatt, Mags, and Wyrus.
No, they couldn't have. Wyatt begins. Who are you?
My name is Luella McCoy, and I'm from District 12.
And after a long pause, Maisie says, That thing is not sleeping in my room. Mags shushes her. Where did she come from? President Snow introduced us in Plutarch Heavensby's library. She's been drugged or programmed or something. We're supposed to pretend that she's real for the cameras. I don't have any idea who she is.
She's as stale as a marshmallow, says Maisie. We're supposed to sell her.
Oh, sorry. She's a stale marshmallow, says Maisie. We're supposed to sell her. Mags touches fake Luella's shoulders. Are you hungry? And the girl shrinks away and then looks up at her confused. Okay, let's all have something to eat. And we gather around the table in the kitchen where Wyrus ladles stew into our bowls, and Mags places a spoon in fake Luella's hand. She grasps it in her fist and wraps her arm protectively around her bowl and then begins shoving the stew in while little whimpering sounds escape her lips. They've starved her, says Wyrus, among other things. She's right. While Luella's wrists were lean, fake Luella tends towards bony. No wonder they had to plump up her face. The irrational anger that I've held against this girl dissolves into pity as she lifts her bowl to lick it clean like a dog. Would you like some more? We have plenty, says Mags. Bread? Wyrus holds out a basket of assorted rolls to her, and fake Luella stares in fascination at the offerings, and then her fingers close on a dark crescent-shaped roll dotted with seeds, and she holds her nose to it and inhales the scent, her breath coming now in short gasps. Wyrus and Mags exchange a look. Are you from District 11, girl? Says Mags softly, and fake Luella begins to cry, pressing the roll against her lips, and she's pawing at her ear. It's all right, little one. Come with me. And she wraps her arm around the girl and leads her out of the kitchen. Whoever she is, I guess she's ours now, says Wyatt. I'm surprised to hear something this kind-hearted coming out of an odds maker, but we all feel it. We can't pile any more hurt onto fake Luella. I guess I'll do my best to look out for her, just think of her as another District 6 dove. You're right, I say, but I can't call her Luella. Something too different might confuse her further, warns Wyrus. All right, how about Lulu, suggests Maisie. I used to have a pet canary with that name. I know this about Maisie because Lenore Dove caught wind of it and was infuriated that anyone would ever cage a bird, in particular a songbird, but that doesn't seem a reason to reject the name. Yeah, I think I can handle that, I say. Luella McCoy was definitely not a Lulu. Mags returns troubled. I put her to bed. There's some sort of device attached to her chest, pumping a drug into her, I think. I was afraid to remove it. It might kill her. I've seen something similar before. Why did you think that she was from 11? Says Maisie. The role she chose, with the seeds. It's theirs. The arrival of Lulu has steamrolled the boost we got from joining the newcomers. A couple of hours ago, we had a clear direction, but Snow's gift has reminded us of our frailty and the futility of opposing him. I can't remember what our feeble plan even was, or why it mattered. But we eat supper in silence, each occupied with our own dreary thoughts. Dreary. Lenore Dove taught me that word. It's the first in the line of her song, What I Wouldn't Give to See Her One More Time. There was a moment when Snow said that he had a gift for me that I thought he meant Lenore Dove, the way he was going on about the flint striker and the covey. I'm glad it wasn't, though. She's much safer in that ghastly wilderness around 12. Mags and Wyrus try to get us back on track, and after supper we gather in the living room and we talk through our day. Mags seems pleased with the alliance and encourages us to pursue it. I feel better about teaming up with Wyatt and Maisie as well. Wyatt's more honorable than he has any right to be given his family, and Maisie won a lot of points by helping the other tributes with their tokens. Wyrus asks if there are any clues about the arena that we might have picked up in training. Tarps, says Wyatt without missing a beat. Like sheets of plastic? I ask. Yeah, did you see that one lady's booth? All she did was show you different things to do with a tarp, like make a poncho, collect rainwater, turn it into a pack. Makes me think they're going to be wet in there because, you know, in the mines we use those to keep things dry. I think you might be onto something, says Wyrus. What about you, Maisie? What did you notice? I didn't get to too many booths. I was busy making tokens, trying to like compliment people's outfits and stuff, but you know, we're all in different colors, so they're the same colors that we're wearing last night in the chariots, like red for 10, peach for 8, and they end up dressing us like that in the arena, which they might do to help the audience keep us straight. So then being in black could be a real plus, especially at night. We might be able to move to like gather food or whatever while the other districts have to hide. Oh, also very good, says Wyrus. Hamish, did you notice anything? Well, right about now I'm noticing how good Wyatt and Maisie are at noticing things. I need to pay more attention. But there is this, and I tell them about Beatty and the potato, fudging the science part. All I can glean from that is that it could be dark and root vegetables might come in handy. If it's wet like Wyatt thinks, then there might be no dry wood. Building a fire for light won't even be an option, so we'll have to plug into potatoes, says Maisie, and Wyatt considers this. Or maybe we'll have to dig for food. That's an interesting connection, says Mags, and he shrugs. It's no great stakes. I dig for a living. At bedtime, we stand outside the girls' room watching Lulu sleep and unsure of what to do. I can take your bed, I tell Maisie. No, she says. It's okay. We could come sleep on your floor, offers Wyatt. Probably closer to what the arena is going to be like anyway. So that's what we do, and Mags helps Wyatt and me haul our bedclothes and some sofa cushions into there, and we make up pallets on the floor. Do you think that we should like practice being on watch, says Maisie, when we're all ready for lights out? Good idea. Yeah, I'll go first. And I settle in cross-legged with a blanket over my lap. Mags checks on Lulu one last time and tells us goodnight, and then turns out the light as she closes the door behind her. After a time, Wyatt falls asleep and starts up that chainsaw. Maisie is so buried in her covers I can't tell her status. My ribs ache and I lean back on Lulu's bed, stretching out my arms and letting her mattress take their weight. Lulu stirs fitfully, and I hear her murmur something, but I can't make out the words. Don't really want to know. It won't be good. Dog-tired, I start to doze off, but I settle at the feel of frigid little fingers clutching mine. In her sleep, Lulu has rolled over onto her side, and she holds onto my hand for dear life, her pulse beating fast like a baby bird's heart. I remember Luella's hand taking mine on the train, and I resist the impulse to pull away. It's okay, Lulu, I whisper, sort of patting at her side. No one was going to hurt you here. I could try a lullaby to soothe her, but I don't want to wake the others. Not much of a singer anyway, and I'm supposed to be practicing keeping watch for the arena. I think of how Lenore Dove sings to me sometimes. Lonely for her, I close my eyes a moment and I let her voice find me. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some old gentle rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I murmured, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. I jerk awake. Was that a tapping, or did I dream that? The strip of light under the door, the numbers on the bed table clock, even the blinking green light of the device on the wall. Is it a camera? A smoke detector? A temperature controller? Have all of these vanished? Only the faint glow of the capital city lights through the window blinks and keeps the dark at bay. The humming of the apartment has been stilled. No purring machines or soft current breaks the silence. Far away, a car honks, and then nothing. Under my blanket, I sweat. The warm, stagnant air smells like the inside of a cistern and the stale supper. And someone's definitely rapping at my chamber door. Gently, I hear the turn of a knob and the brush of the wood against the carpet. A figure comes around holding something that emanates a thin beam of light. It's a pair of boiled potatoes connected to a pea-sized bulb, and Beatty raises a finger to his lips and then tilts his head to follow me, careful not to wake anyone. I detach my hand from Lulu's and I slip out of the bedroom, moving away from the door, and Beatty and I speak in hushed voices. "What are you doing here?" I ask. Beatty's slightly short of breath. I came up the utility steps from the 3rd floor. Wirus knocked out the power of the building. The surveillance cameras are down. She estimates that we have about 10 minutes left. Are you serious about breaking the arena? Yes, just tell me what I have to do. What breaks the machine? Time, usually. With it comes fatigue, wear and tear, erosion, and creep. But we don't have the luxury of time, so we'll need a different approach. You saw Wirus's arena last year, didn't you? Did you ever wonder how they ran it? From the Capitol, right? That's how they do the control room for the games? Yes, that's how the command's being issued, and some can be triggered remotely. But these days, there's also a game maker level at the actual arena to carry out certain orders, an entire subterranean floor nicknamed Sub-A that they never show the audience, and it destroys the illusion of the arena being controlled from afar. On Sub-A, they manage tasks manually. They unleash the mutts there or like stock a feast. You'll be launched from there in a few days, but all of that is secondary to the real job of managing the on-site computer system that's essential to running of the games. That's our team's target, the arena's brain. My whole life I've watched the games without even questioning how the arena actually worked. I don't know what I thought breaking the arena meant, except maybe like me chopping at a cable or something with an axe. Anyway, it didn't involve an underground computer. Even if I could reach it, I wouldn't know how to break it unless I could go at it with some aforementioned axe. But Beatty mentioned a team. Maybe I can be the brawn and Amber can do the breaking. Wait, so we're gonna try to find this computer and pull its plug? Enter bad commands or something? Beatty shakes his head. No, it would be virtually impossible for one of you to reach it. The computer is in a restricted area with high-tech security systems in place, but the brain can't operate unless other parts of the body are sound. Like this building tonight. When the electricity's cut off, the whole place goes dead. Oh, so we're gonna knock out the power? Oh no, Hamish. Even if we happen to, they have an enormous backup generator at the top end, just outside the arena itself. Okay, so what then? I ask. We're gonna drown it. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. They're gonna drown the arena. Ooh. Ooh. All right, well, there we have it. And somebody slept through all of book club again, in a chair. I got to sit down today, you guys. It's a miracle. Maybe we're coming out the other end of this. Yeah. All right, so I will not see you guys later tonight because I do have class, but hopefully I have some videos coming today. I have class tonight, but I'll be back on tomorrow. I have class tomorrow, and then Wednesday hopefully we'll have some kind of slime something, maybe making base or whatever. But I have a lot of packages going to the mail today, which is quite exciting, and that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle. Suzanne says, I know, it's insane. I saw the Patreon post and said, oh, that's exciting, Tori. I can't wait to see it. It should be pretty easy. I'm just going to edit everybody's together. It'll be funny. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Sounds like Sasha wants us to clean our... That's very funny. I mean, if you want to, or don't, you know. Has yours come yet? Has my what come yet, Anya? Mail time. Oh, the package you sent? My mom had it in her car, so I think she's going to be here Wednesday to give it to me. Yay! Okay, I will see you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.